right? Kimball Walker, easy scapegoat, short contract. You realize they haven't brought Evan Fournier's feet to the fire yet. I just told you about Julius Randle. You realize he has his feet hasn't been brought to the fire yet. Can I tell you the one thing that Evan Fournier and Kimball Walker both have in common? They both have 3 to 4 year contracts. So what are you going to do about two of your players that have some of your biggest money, signed for some of the longest deals, and are not panning out? And if I can see it, if the Knicks see it, and the league sees it, so you can't bench them because you need these guys to work through their minutia. Because if you don't believe in them, you still need them to play better because you need their trade value to stay up. I think I've done enough indirect Knicks talk for a second, right? So this is all leading into what is now NBA's biggest games of the year, right? Their Christmas Day games. The day that most eyes are on the NBA. Some eyes may be on football because NFL has decided to be some dirtbag cocksucking sons of bitches, and they want to have Christmas on football. They want to have football on basketball day. And you know what? I'm not having any of it. I'm telling you this. I'm gonna tell you this, and I'll tell you again. I'm checking my list, and I'm checking it twice. I don't have to care if you're naughty or nice. I am not watching any football on Christmas Day ever. That shit is reserved for basketball only. Just like I generally don't watch basketball on Thanksgiving. Like, why are you treading on their turf? You greedy sacks of shit, you. I hope you get horrible ratings. So I hope you get worse ratings than your Thursday night game. I hope you do a .6. Fuckers. It's annoyed the shit out of me with that every single year. But now we have the NBA isn't annoying. They have a slew of games starting from noon and ending at midnight. 12 straight hours of nothing but basketball. And they start off, folks, with the Knicks taking on the Atlanta Hawks, folks. They're not going to be in the Garden. Wait a minute. Are they at the Garden? I'm going to have to check and see where they're at. I actually think they may be at the Garden. I am tripping. We're gonna double check where these locations are, right? So, but who the home team is for these games? I'm not actually. No, let's do this. This is gonna tell me in 2 seconds. I actually could have checked this a lot sooner than I made it out to be. Okay, so the New York Knicks are going to be. No, they're at the Garden. I'm tripping. So the Knicks are going to be at the Garden. So the Knicks are at the Garden. So they're in the Bucks. We're in Philly. We're in the Lake. Oh, so we may see Kyrie actually on Christmas. I think we're going to be in LA for that game too. I think I had all of this backwards as far as where the games are going to be at. Yeah. Knicks at home. Milwaukee's at home. Phoenix is at home. Lakers are at home. Jazz are at home. So I take that back. We will see Kyrie Irving, folks. And Lance Stephenson will be getting reunited in New York as they're going to play this game in Madison Square Garden, folks. Okay, so let's get back on track now that we got this train back. What's going on? Is that? Oh, no, that's somebody else. That's DJ Robert. I thought that was Jay Hoodie. The New York Knicks are going to be taking on the Atlanta Hawks in New York. And this is basically a matchup from... Even though they've played already once this season. Let me let you guys understand that. But as I told you, the Christmas Day games is when the NBA has all of its eyes on them, right? It's their game to highlight and showcase their stars. Showcase their stars and showcase their biggest markets. If their biggest markets have some kind of reputable momentum, right? Decent momentum, respectable momentum. How the Knicks got here. 12 o'clock game, noon. Also, the New York Knicks are used to playing at noon. We have a lot of Sunday matinees, noon games. We're not gonna see Trey Young come back in this game, but we're all gonna see Brooklyn's own Lance Stevenson playing in this game, folks. Trey Young is still gonna be possibly fighting through COVID protocol. This is a rematch from the playoffs. This was supposed to be highlighting Trey Young. This was also supposed to help start off Christmas Day game because you know that there's gonna be venom here. That venom, right? You know there's gonna be venom here. They were gonna try to carnage each other in this game. This was supposed to start off the Christmas game, but because of how Trey Young conducted himself in New York by having that curtain call when he eliminated the Knicks last year in the playoffs. So you know Knicks fans are rampant about this. I mean, when I say Knicks fans are rampant about this, like have you heard them lately? Like them boys are coming out the woodworks. And you already know New Yorkers, right? You already know New Yorkers. When New Yorkers get to that boiling point, they are mad disrespectful. And they coming after Trey Young.
Yo, you thought Trey Young was still good, right?
Fuck Trey Young! Fuck Trey Young! Fuck Trey Young! Fuck Trey Young!
Yo, you thought Trey Young was still good? Yo, you thought Trey Young was still good? Yo, you thought Trey Young was still good?
Like, you know what I'm saying though? Like it's beats like
I'm
that.
from New York, and you know what? Tom Brady's a fucking bitch!
Like, he gets work too, but it's all about.
Yo, you thought Trey Young was still good, right?
Fuck Trey Young! Fuck Trey Young! Fuck Trey Young! Fuck Trey Young!
And that's how the New York Knicks fan base or the New York Knicks was probably going to be acting towards Trey Young. I wouldn't have been surprised if at some point in time you heard a "fuck Trey Young" chant in the Garden, and you would have heard the television crew trying to bleep it out, and then you heard you would have heard the commentating crew, New York Knicks crowd with some colorful words for Trey Young. You know how they do. That's the first game that's going to be at noon. Obviously, you guys know I'm picking the New York Knicks on that one, but see, I'm a homer. What the hell you expect me to do? Right after that, we're going to see a whole lot of green, folks. So we get some blue, as you can see. We're gonna get some red, and we're gonna go straight from red, and we're gonna go to green. We're gonna keep it into the holiday spirit, right? And we're gonna get some Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Boston Celtics, folks. The Celtics are gonna be flying into Milwaukee for that Christmas Day game, as we're gonna see the two-time reigning MVP and the latest champion Giannis Antetokounmpo take on the Boston Celtics and whatever the hell they have going on now. After that, we see the Phoenix Suns taking on the Golden State Warriors for the 5 o'clock game. As you guys know, again, this is the NBA showcasing. So again, Trey Young, star. New York, market. Milwaukee, star. Boston, market. I didn't mean to do that. All right. Next up, we have the Phoenix Suns taking on the Golden State Warriors. Here, up and coming star also with Boston, Tatum. With Phoenix, you have market, you have stars, you have market. You have Chris Paul, you have Devin Booker, you have Stephen Curry, and see the return of one Clayton Thompson. Yes, folks, Sugar Clay is back on Christmas Day. We have that game still in the middle of the afternoon. And as we told you that there was bad blood between the Knicks and the Hawks, well, guess what, folks? There's also bad blood between Phoenix and Golden State. Because not only are they division rivals, but we also know the long history between CP3, Chris Paul, and the Golden Child, Stephen Curry, the chef himself, the Golden Wonder himself. We know how hard they like to go at each other. Pause. So that's a game that you expect not only to see a lot of beautiful basketball, right? But you also expect it to get a little chippy as well too, as two of the stars from the lighter side of the NBA are going to be battling against each other in this game. And you know, Chris Paul comes off as a guy like he's not quite light skinned, but he's kind of light. But he isn't that light. But he got the light eyes. So you know what I mean. So he always has beef with pure light skin because he's not a pure light skin himself. But he wants to be, and that's probably where his problem lies. Speaking of light skins, we have the Lake Show as well, taking on the Brooklyn Nets. As we said, folks, this game is going to be in LA. So we are probably, for the first time this season, get an opportunity to see reunited, and it feels so good, of Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and James Harden. Now I'm gonna have to double check and see if James Harden is in COVID protocol, or see if Kevin Durant is gonna have gonna have that ankle fixed by then. But this may be the damn. My chest is hurt. I got a pain in my chest. I ain't gonna lie. Right in my heart area, like boom, 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 boom. Right. So we're gonna get a Kyrie Irving sighting. But now we don't know if we're going to get a sighting of the other two guys. Oh, how fate has been a cruel temptress. Like, she just keeps doing us dirty. Gotta see you doing dirty. Why she always do us dirty? Why she always do us dirty? Why she always do us dirty? So, let's do some predictions, right? Wait, before we do predictions. And then the last game is going to be the Utah Jazz versus the Dallas Mavericks. Again, stars and market. Right? I didn't even get into Lakers and Nets. My bad. I didn't even do Lakers Nets, probably. That's star and market as well. New York market, LA market. I don't have to say anymore. Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Anthony Davis, and all other role players. Blake Griffin, LaMarcus Aldridge, Carmelo Anthony, Rajon Rondo. Like, we literally have a whole all-star team. We have 2 all-star teams in that Lakers and Brooklyn game. You can build an all-star team from top to bottom based off of this team right here. Not a current all-star team, but an all-star team from the past. Blake, Anthony Davis, LeBron, Kevin, James, Kyrie, Carmelo, Dwight, Rajon, Aldridge, Marcus. Oh my God. They just keep coming. Like, nothing but the hits. Nothing but the motherfucking hits. So that game has both. And you know what's funny? That game has both star power and location. It's the only game that's both on ABC and ESPN. The next game is only on ESPN. That Bucks Celtics game, ABC. That Suns Warriors game, ABC. Right? Sorry, drinking a Blue Moon. I don't drink Blue Moon often. I didn't know this from Golden, Colorado. Is this their? It's not a Coors Light, but I guess it's a Blue Moon. Which they do have a Blue Moon, and their mountains do start looking kind of bluish at night or during the day. It really is fucking kind of crazy. Like, you should actually have to see that in person, right? But the Suns Warriors are at ABC. Lakers Nets, both ABC and ESPN. Jazz Mavs, ESPN. Now Jazz Mavs, again, another one of those games, right? Again, we're talking about how NBA is showcasing their stars or their cities or their biggest markets. Again, we're talking about Utah versus the Jazz, right? Utah. If I'm not mistaken, this is Joker's team. I hope so. Right? You know, I'm already confusing Utah and Denver. But if I'm not mistaken, it's the Joker's team. So now you get to see the Joker, who is a former MVP, come in here and do his thug thizzle. And then you get to see him with the market of Dallas. That's the Texas market. That's the 3rd largest market. So look at these markets. New York market, Boston market, Phoenix and Golden State for that California, San Francisco, Arizona market, which is still a big ass market, period. Then we have Cali and New York again for that market. And then for the last one we get the Dallas market. But we get star power. We get Luka. We get the Joker. And if it's not the Joker, then this is the Stifle Tower team. Oh man. But I really hope it's the right team I'm thinking of. And listen, and if it's not Jokic that's being highlighted, then we get the defensive player of the year that's being highlighted. And his team. And what they're doing. In Dallas. That may be the one game that I miss. I ain't gonna lie. That might be the one game I miss, or by the end of the night, I am on basketball overload. I have eaten my weight 3 times over. And I'm probably just ready to pass out. I probably would have gone through a couple of Segway sessions, if you know what I mean. Feeling a little puck coming through. Are you? Right? So we have a little bit. So we're gonna have a little bit all that. That's gonna be probably the game that I'm gonna be bobbleheading like they're just trying to not to nap all over the place, right? Now, to make sure that you maximize your Christmas day, right, and you don't find yourself in any kind of sticky predicaments, you want to get yourself in the best sticky situation with Blue Chew, folks. Yes, Blue Chew. What is Blue Chew? Blue Chew happens to be a little blue pill that can give you back your throat. All you gotta do is open up a pack and then head to the sack. Just a few chews. Actually, less chews than it takes to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop. So just a few chews before you do. Just a simple reminder, folks. Some scientific shit. It has the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. So trust me when I say this is one opportunity that you just can't miss. She's gonna love how you come through like a champ, and come through like a champ, and come through like a champ, and come through like a champ. Right? Remix. Tell Missy she too much for me. Took her to the crib and she told me, eat me. Met my girlfriend, told my girlfriends and she tried to beat me. Right? So she's gonna love how you ski, come through like a champ when you Blue Chew in advance. And if you use this week's promo code, yes folks, this week's promo code, so you get that Christmas present ready of CPQH, Charlie Papa, Quebec Hotel. You can get your first order of Blue Chew for free on MyT. Yes, folks, for me. Yeah, folks, you all everybody here. Now, the only thing you gotta do, you gotta pay some respect to the people at the post office to pay for shipping and handling. I don't got nothing to do with that, right? Hey, yo, Guillermo, I got you, B. I got you. Shipping and handling, pay that shit. Blue Chew. So you do things you need to worry about. Chewing it, and then doing it, and doing it, and doing it. Wow. Now, speaking of some wow moments, as we switch around the league a little bit, your boy went to the Jets game this past week. And can I tell you, I wasn't completely unsatisfied by my experience, that is. They just completely disappointed me like they always do. I wouldn't let them lay me down in a pallbearer because they may drop the ball on that shit too. Right? But I ain't gonna lie. I had fun. Obviously, there was tailgating going on. Had a lot to drink. Had probably way one too many gummies. Had a couple of joints. Had helped somebody double up on some dough. Had a really fun experience. The only thing that could have made it better is if my sugars would have been there. But you know, this was a ticket invite from the homie, and I had no control over who goes or who doesn't. But the only thing that would have made that better is if my sugars would have joined me. But we had a really good time, right? Now, funny thing about the game, right? And what made the game good is that the game was close. So I wasn't sitting there just sulking. I wasn't sitting there the whole time just having Dolphins fans like, ah ha ha, look at the Jets guy, ha ha ha, look at the Jets guy, ha ha ha, that's how we go first, that's how we go first, I ain't have to worry about that shit on a super annoying level, that is, right? Because this was a game where we had a little bit of back and forth. If I am not mistaken, right? And my memory definitely does not serve me well because I was 7 degrees of fucked up in this game. I think I think the Jets actually had the lead for a very small portion of, by golly, I am right. The New York Jets had the lead for a small portion of this game. Actually had a lead going into halftime, where I smoked some more. So I was able to have a little bit of back and forth. So not only was the tailgating good, I was able to have a little bit of back and forth fun with all of the individuals that was there. And can I tell you what my retarded butt started doing? In the middle of the game, what's going on? And oh folks, yes. Let me let you guys know. My bad. I just realized. But you can call me on my cell phone because the Blue Chew Get In hotline is officially open, folks. For those that did not know. If you didn't know, well, now you know that I wear boxers so my dick can breathe. It was a thing. So, I'm at the game, having a good time. We're going back and forth, right? The New York Jets, they get a nice little interception. They get they run that in. You know, we're over here, I'm bumping up my chest a little bit. And out of nowhere, I just had the urge a couple of times, not just when that happened, a couple of times in the game, I just had the urge to get up and yell, Detroit basketball! And I have no clue why. I really have no clue why I decided to do that at all whatsoever. But I did that several times during the game, and you have people looking and say like, yo, who the hell is this guy? Detroit's not even playing. It's not even the right sport. What is going on here? Yo, somebody gets their means in them. He's wild. Detroit basketball. That shit was funny to me. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Right? Take a ticket from a guy that laughs a lot and people consider one of the most jolliest people that they may know. It's okay to do retarded shit in your head and laugh about it. Because listen, it's your jokes. Like, fuck that shit. I do retarded shit to make my own self laugh at my own retarded shit. I'm just saying. Like, you know, loosen up. Don't take yourself so seriously. Get retarded. Like that cannabis song. Retarded. So go listen to that song. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm not doing the beat any justice. I'm really not. I swear to God, I probably not even been using the right beat, but just know, go listen to that. Man, you know what? I'm gonna have to start listening to that whole cannabis album again. It's been a while since I listened to some Can I Bust. That sounds like something I asked my girl about 25 minutes into a session. Like, yo, can I bust? Like, shit. Like, oh, no. What? Damn it. Okay. I tried. Ski. To the window. Detroit basketball. Yeah, that was really a thing. After the game, we all left. You go to Tijuana Taxis. I get my chicken strips with no macaroni. And I ain't gonna lie, I think that's the only thing I forgot. I forgot to ask them if they have macaroni. I really forgot to ask them if they have macaroni because I was gonna have a big ass plate of macaroni. But you know what I did? Right, I ordered myself 2 things. I ordered myself one right then and there. I feel like going to Tijuana Taxis right now and order some chicken strips, to be honest with you. I ordered some right then and there. And then I ordered some to go. Right? And then I went to Publix. And I went to that little Panero bread section. And I grabbed one of those Panero bread macaronis, right? Came home, that Panero bread macaroni, and that Tijuana Taxis chicken fingers, and I officially had my chicken strips with the macaroni. Oh man, good old time. And you know what though, I'm not gonna lie, it was times like that that made me realize how much I really do need to go out, right? Because since I'm no longer a young buck that goes to the club all the goddamn time, or goes club all the time, I realize I either need to start doing things like that to go out more, or I need to go on more vacations. Either or. If I'm not going out to the club every week or bars every week, I either need to go to more events, basketball, football, hockey, music, things like that. Right? I need to start transitioning to that time frame, or I need to start going on more vacations again. Because you know, like I had my vacation times in my early 20s, and then I stopped. I had that time, and I stopped. I ain't really going on vacation for like 10 years. It's like, you guys can have that shit. I'm good. Relax. Like I saw what I wanted to see for right now. I'm in Florida trying to relax. I'm trying to learn my area. I'm still seeing new shit to this day. Black Santa, hashtag Black Santa. Where I'll be in your streets. I'll be in your neighborhood. Hoing. Hit me up. You can call me on my cell phone. Alright, so let's switch gears, folks, right? Let's stop being silly. More events, right? I do need to go more events. I swear to you, I need to catch a hockey event. But I don't feel like wearing pants. That's the only thing about it. Like, I want to go to a hockey pants, but I really don't want to wear pants. I think I don't mind wearing a long sleeve shirt, but I don't want to wear pants. You know what? I don't have to wear pants. I can wear sweatpants. Yes. And if I go to a hockey game, let me wait till like January, February. So that when I walk outside, I'm not sweating my ass off in those sweatpants in 2 seconds. Ooh, or you know what? Get some breakaway sweatpants. And that way, as soon as I get outside, I can hit him with the, hey yo coach, put me in the game move, and right when I'm outside in front of everybody, and they don't know that I don't have on basketball shorts or some shit like that underneath them, just rip my pants off like, and just watch everybody's reaction. Yes, that is the move. Since we out here telling stories, right, before we go around the league, I have a Christmas present I'm going to give you guys, right? I don't know if I mentioned this already yet, but I have a Christmas present I want to give you guys. And it's something that I've done in the past. I may have mentioned this here on the podcast before, but if you're new here to the podcast, I'm going to tell you guys here. This is my Christmas present to you. It's a little thing that I like to do when people can't recognize you. What do I mean? I'm glad you asked. You ever perusing around town, gallivanting in the streets, and a random person comes up to you and stops you and hits you with the seal? Sir, excuse me, sir. I think I knows you from somewhere. And you guys are giving each other that look like, I think you look familiar. I think I may know you from somewhere. Where do I know you from? And then that person starts to play the guessing game. Hey, do I know you from XYZ school? Wrong. Okay, that's their first opportunity. And I say, before you give them the present that I'm going to give you, the gift, right, of laughter that I'm going to give you, you want to give them a good opportunity. You want to give them a good chance. That's what helps is the build up, to really watch their wheels turn. Right? They're going to say something like, hey, do you know me from so-and-so school? Wrong answer. Now, if they get it right, they get it right. But this is when you're going through it, and you're just kind of like, you know what, you've guessed 2 or 3 times. I think it's time for us to end this charade. None of us are going to remember. Right? Like, oh, do I know you from so-and-so workplace? Wrong answer. 2 strikes. I'm a sports fan. You get 1 more swing partner, and there's no balls in this shit. I mean, except for the 2 that I have, because it's a really ballsy response that you're going to need. That you got to have some balls to give this kind of response. I'm the same. So then, they're going to ask you a 3rd time. Hey, did you used to blah, 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 blah? Wrong answer. And then you give them a nice hold up, and you pause for a second, like, wait a minute. I think I know where you may know me from. And they're going to lean in, because they can't help themselves. It's almost human nature. As if they're saying, Where do I know you from? Please tell me, kind sir. This is when you look them dead in the face. You straighten all your expressions. And you ask them, do you watch porn? And you wait for their response. And I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter if a guy does it, asks you this. It doesn't matter if a woman asks you this. It doesn't matter if you're a guy being asked this or if you're a female being asked this. The response and the initial shock of that person's face, this is the real reason why you're looking them in the eye. It's because you want to see their face. You want to see their eyes. You want to see every expression, every wrinkle in their forehead. You want to see that little crease in their cheek fold in, that little dimple. You want to see everything as they actually contemplate that they may know you because they recognize your monster-sized cock. Or, let me just back that up, because they think you're in porn. Right? And when I tell you that this is my Christmas gift to all of you, that this is probably the best, and I'm telling you, this is something I need to share with my nieces and nephews. I don't know how I've held on to this long. But this is something that it will put a smile on your face, and it would add laughter to your day the moment you are able to use that. I have used this several times, and I tell you right now, it has a 100% shock and laughter rate. They're always shocked, and I am always entertained. It never fails. It even got so bad one time where the young lady that I said this to, she grabbed her boyfriend and said, "Oh my God, baby, let's go." Which told me that she must watch porn. And her boyfriend was not of the category of BBC, if you know what I mean. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, and you guys remember to stay in the holiday spirit and get your ho, ho, ho on. And also stay MyT, of course. But definitely stay in the holiday spirit and get your ho, ho, ho on. It's the only way to get in the holiday spirit. We're reminded of this every single year. I walked up to a house doing a delivery today. On the front door, it said, ho, ho, ho. I gasped. I said, how did you know? Did they share my profile with you? To let you know who was delivering your package? Well, if you open that door, that won't be the only package being delivered today. Ho, 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 in. Let me stop. Stay in the holiday spirit and continue to get your hoe on. And you use that little gift I told you, and I guarantee you, you will never have a dull moment when that scenario happens. And also, that interaction will never be annoying for you anymore, right? Because as soon as it happens, right? Because you may not recognize that bulb to use it may not happen the first time they ask. It may be like that second time they ask, and you be like, oh my God, this is my moment. Ask me again. Ask me a wrong place one more time. Please. I dare ya. And when they do, ding 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 bing bong. Jokes are open for business. So, since we're talking about being stopped in the middle of the street and while you're perusing and all over the place, let's take a journey into some of the more interesting moments of what is week 15 of the week 14 of the NFL. Week 14? No, week 15. My bad. Week 15 of the NFL. Let's get back here for a moment and let's go around the league. And let's me start off with highlighting one of my namesakes, folks, because we got some tailors in these leagues that is balling, and I would like to talk about the tailors first, because we got some tailor-made ballers going on, folks. The first shout out, the first big up, goes out to one Jonathan Taylor. Because I'm telling you guys right now, when Jonathan Taylor comes into your town, he makes your defense look like they
can't stop a nosebleed.
Can I tell you some things about Jonathan Taylor I want to highlight? The Indianapolis Colts, let's start there first. They beat the New England Patriots 27-17 due to a heavy dose of running from the Taylors. So let's give you some numbers here, right? As Jonathan Taylor in this game goes for a hefty. When I say hefty, I don't mean like bounty. I mean like hefty. Excuse me, out of mercy. Jonathan Taylor in this game goes for has another 100-yard game. How much so? Folks, he has 22. I was about to say 22 carries, but that was about to be 29 carries for 170 yards and 1 touchdown. With this, folks, Jonathan Taylor has officially passed Lenny Moore for the most touchdowns in a single season for an Indianapolis Colt, or for a Colt, period, I should say. By passing him now by having 17, he now passes Lenny Moore. Even more so, he becomes the third running back out of 21, that had over 1,000 yards. He's the third running back to beat Bill Belichick entering the season with 1,000 yards. There have been 21 running backs total to come in to face Bill Belichick while having 1,000 yards. He is one of 3 to actually come away and close out the deal and actually beat the GOAT Bill Belichick. Billy Goatycheck. Folks, not only has Jonathan Taylor done that, right, become the third running back to beat Bill Belichick over 1,000 yards, he has also had 18+ fantasy football points. Folks, listen to me, because if you guys know, right, that this isn't so much advice for this year, right? Because this year is 100% past. It's, like, you can't go back in time and draft Jonathan Taylor right now. But There is daily draft. I apologize. There is daily draft. And if you can find him in a daily draft, Jonathan Taylor should be a ridiculously high commodity. Now, if you're doing a regular draft where you basically need to get this guy, you need to get an individual all season, and that's who you stick with, well, I get it. So this piece of advice I'm going to tell you is going to be for next year, more than anything. So listen to this. And this is what we like to call
the MyT Fantasy Football Tips. Not winning tips, just tips.
Stop.
Just the tip? Just the tip. Just the tip.
Let's just say what I want involves much more than just the tips. Just the tips. What I want is much more than just the tips.
Alright. So, Jonathan Taylor has had 18 plus fantasy points in 11 straight games. You know why that is important or even something? Because that ties the legendary fantasy season that was put up by one Marshall Falk back in the day, folks. Yes, remember him? Remember, there was only so many people that had a season as good as Marshall Falk, fantasy-wise. It was him and LaDainian Tomlinson. And now we get Jonathan Taylor up there. Not only did he do that, folks, he has also, you know, give me a little bit of music. Give me a little something. Something a little heartbeat. You guys got a little heartbeat? Something I can sink my teeth into, you know, get behind, you know, something that be down in the lab a little bit. It's a little rough, but I like this. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, there's money to be made, and here to be brave, and hosts to be slayed, and this call's being recorded for quality purposes. I'm just talking my shit. I swear that's it. Alrighty. So, Jonathan Taylor has also now passed Adrian James. He has now 8 games with 100 plus yards and 1 touchdown. He has also joined Hall of Famer Adrian James and Eric Dickerson in being the only Colts running backs to run for over 1,500 yards. He's also, folks, had 1 rushing touchdown in 11 straight games, which ties Priest Holmes in 2002, and also a guy that a lot of people covet as the best running back in history. I don't. One Emmitt Smith. And lastly, folks, in the Book of Taylor. I think that's what we call this segment, the Book of Taylor. Yeah, I like that. I like that segment. Book of Taylor, chapter Jonathan, verse Colts. He is also has the second most touchdowns with 31 touchdowns, folks, so far for a player under the age of 23. Folks, Jonathan Taylor is on pace of having a monstrous, luxurious early Hall of Fame-like looking season. And I remember getting Jonathan Taylor as a rookie running back, and I haven't had the benefit of getting him back since then. But if you get the opportunity to get Jonathan Taylor on your fantasy league team, right now, he is one of those running backs that you procure on your team until his wheels start to fall off. Because until those wheels start to fall off, he is looking to be the most valuable person in fantasy to date. And I don't think that's hyperbole. Jonathan Taylor, as you can see, has been putting up Hall of Fame numbers that puts him in the category of Priest Holmes, Emmitt Smith, Eric Dickerson, and Adrian James. And Marshall Falk at that. He based on what he is doing, he is in the likes of those guys. And honestly, he is part of the big reason why the Indianapolis Colts are at 8-6 and sitting in their division. And why they were able to beat a New England team. That even while they have a rookie quarterback, we said this here plenty of times before, that they are being led by the one Billy Goat Belichick. And Billy Goat Belichick normally has a game plan for guys like this. And unfortunately, listen, when guys have a plan for you and they still can't stop you, that means you're a bad man. Jonathan Taylor is a bad man. He easily top 3 running backs in the league. Easily. And when I say stuff like this, when I say top 3, you know that's just me being generous, just because I don't want to say he's number 1 right now. I don't want to get too caught up in the moment. But, bona fide, top 3 quarterback, running back, in my eyes, in the league, right now, as we speak. But that's not the only interesting thing that happened around the league. Yo, can I get that music back? Can I get that music back? Can I get that music back? Let me get something. Get that back. Bring that back. Yeah, I like how that sounded. Also around the league, folks, we had the Seattle Seahawks taking on the LA Rams, folks. As in LA, you know what they say? If you believe, then your cup shall runneth over with blessings. And that is exactly what is happening in LA, folks, right now. As they take on their division rival, the Seattle Seahawks, their cup overran with blessings. Because, folks, we're going to have a lot of GOAT-ish talk, right? We're either going to be talking about GOATs or people that are doing GOAT things, or people that are putting themselves in categories amongst other GOATs, right? And that is what's happening with that in LA. As Cooper Kupp has officially passed Isaac Bruce, who had 119 receptions, for the most receptions in LA Rams history, folks. And in doing so, he helped his team secure a 20-10 victory over the Seattle Seahawks. And the Seattle Seahawks are officially eliminated from the playoffs. And they have a losing season for the first time since, I think, Russell Wilson has been there. No. Since his first season, when he went to the playoffs with a 7-9 record. Even if they win out right now, I don't think they could do any better than 8. I just realized there's only 3 weeks left into the season. God damn. My bad, fellas. I never updated the fantasy league. I ain't gonna lie. Our fantasy league needs a new commissioner. Like, we have to do a vote or some shit. I think the fantasy league needs a new commissioner. Somebody that has time on his hands to do this shit. So, Cooper Kupp, somebody just like Jonathan Taylor, who is not only just chasing history, but as he plays, he has slowly cemented himself amongst some of the greatest players in history as well. And they're doing it in a very short time. As we know, this improves the LA Rams to a record of 10-4. This really helps them out, since the Arizona Cardinals also just took a loss as well. LA Rams are going to be sitting there basically just behind Green Bay Packers for the best record in the NFC. Yeah. Now, with this victory for the LA Rams, we know that this is what LA needs to do, right? LA needs these wins. LA needs to stay relevant. They just got a new stadium. They need to always constantly be in playoff contention. That's what they need to do. This is all part of the package of LA. But what about Russell Wilson? Like you said, this is the first time Russell Wilson has had a losing record since his rookie season. This has been the first time that he hasn't made the playoffs in God knows how long. Is Russell Wilson out now of Seattle? And if he's out, where does he go? I'm not gonna lie to you. If I'm Russell Wilson, I try to go to Atlanta. I say fuck all the dumb shit. I go like I know New Yorkers, you're gonna be like, oh, I can't believe how you gonna say that. But if I'm Russell Wilson, go to Atlanta. Only because I want to see Matt Ryan get fired. I want to see Matt Ryan lose his job to Russell Wilson. Because Russell Wilson wants to go to Atlanta and go to his baby's hometown and play there. If not, we're talking about what? New York Giants, and I don't think he wants to go to the New York Giants. They have a horrible offensive line, and we heard Russell Wilson just last year talk about the protection problems that he had, and he no longer wants to be there scrambling and running for his life. Now we go there to the New Orleans Saints. Well, we see the New Orleans Saints out here doing work. New Orleans Saints has been a team that now since Tom Brady has been in this division, happens to have their number. We're going to talk about how the Saints came marching into Tampa Bay, and they gave Tampa Bay everything that they could stand. And what they had was Tampa Bay's number when they came marching in. But we're not there yet, folks. We're not on those great individuals, folks. We're talking about these great individuals, these goats, these young goats that's going on in Seattle and LA, folks. And Cooper Kupp passing Isaac Bruce. We have Russell Wilson. We don't understand what's gonna go on with his future. Like I said, if I'm a New Yorker, I'm telling you right now, I know you have your hopes on the fact that it's the market. I get the market, but you don't have the team. You don't have the team. You don't have the talent. You don't have the protection. You don't have the structure in New York to absorb him. What the Giants do have is that they could always fall back to, oh, we're the Giants and we're a championship franchise and we know how to in the dark. But if you're just being realistic and you look at it all, right, outside of the market and what him or his wife could possibly do, you know what I mean, can do outside of football, that's the only thing that makes New York possible. But other than that, go to New Orleans. Winning makes that possible. And New Orleans is kind of close to Atlanta. And it won't be that far off. And if you win and do your thing, and that team also has a good defense and has a good offense, has an offensive line, and they have weapons. So, if I'm a New Yorker, I wouldn't get my hopes up that Russell Wilson is coming to New York. Only because the things that he needed to stay in Seattle is the complete opposite of what the New York Giants or the New York Jets have. They actually have all of the things on why he would run from that organization more than why he would stick with that organization. Basically, if the Green Bay Packers were the New York Giants right now, Aaron Rodgers would not have come back this season. And we would know for sure that he's leaving at the end of this season if that was the case. Everybody sees what happened to Eli Manning. You're not going to ruin the last 5 years of my career when I've been loyal to you and then bench me for Geno Smith. That's your karma. Geno fucking Smith. Got some goddamn nerve. So like I said, I'm just curious. Is Russell Wilson going to be out in Seattle? And if he's out, where is he going? He could try to supplant Carson Wentz in Indy. Like, there are some places. Yeah, he can go where, like, you know what? Hey, you see, I know you came here with so-and-so, but I'm going to need you to dump them and come with me. And that team was going to be like... they're going to come running back, holding their hands up with their skirt in their hand. So not only did Cooper Kupp do his thing, and now Russell Wilson's future with Seattle is up in the air. Somebody else's future who's up in the air, but in this particular game, he decided to throw his hands up in the air and wave them around like he just don't care. as Big Ben decided that he wanted to level up in this game. He leads his team to a 13-19 victory over the Tennessee Titans. Pittsburgh improves their record to 7-6-1. Tennessee falls to 9-5. And in this game, like we said, more GOAT shit happening. I'm telling you, folks, there is more GOAT shit happening right here than at a Jamaican festival. Curry goat. Goat head soup. Things like that. Big Ben has now moved into 5th place for all-time passing yards, passing none other than the individual that he joined the league with. One Phillip, I have the weakest pull-out game ever, Rivers. 63,440 yards is what it took to pass Phillip Rivers. But now Big Ben can say that he is a top 5 passer, dead or alive. Whether somebody passes him in history or some point in time, he can now say at least, hey, I was a top 5 passer in this league. Like, you understand? Like, the person that's going to have to start passing still have to have like over 100,000 yards. And that's what we're talking about here, Patrick Mahomes. So big shout out to Big Ben. Not only does his team get the victory, but he goes ahead and moves into 5th place in all-time passing leader. But let's continue with some GOAT shit. In this particular case, we are actually talking about some GOAT shit, folks. Yes, a GOAT shitted the bed. Who shitted the bed? Tom Brady, Tampa Bay, folks. As we already hinted to this, folks. Something about New Orleans right now. Something about New Orleans, it just has Tom Brady's number. And when he goes up against them, he just can't get right. Folks, they find the perfect way to get pressure onto Tom Brady. And as we know with every quarterback, as we know with almost anybody that's named QB in the NFL, pressure bust pipes. And if you make that quarterback feel uncomfortable in the paint or in the pocket, I should say, then they're going to have a rough time and you can catch them off guard. And that is exactly what happened in this case to Tom Brady. Folks, Tom Brady was shut out for the first time since 2006 in Week 15 against the Miami Dolphins. That night they were number 1. The New Orleans Saints beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 9-0, folks. But let's continue with some GOAT shit. New Orleans did that without any respectable quarterback, by the way. The Green Bay Packers, they go ahead and they clinch the playoffs, folks. Aaron Rodgers helped improve the Green Bay Packers record to 11-3. One of the games that they lost, I think, was one of the first games of the season. I think they also lost another game after he was out for a couple weeks to COVID. Other than that, this man has been damn near fucking perfect all gosh darn fucking season. like Aaron Rodgers has been living up to his name that he is a GOAT and a bad man. And I'm just showing you his record of 11-3 that his team has. I haven't even pulled up his touchdown to interception ratio again this year. That happens to be one of the lowest of all time, folks. In this game, he also happened to pass Brett Favre as the all-time passer, touchdown leaders, touchdown. The all-time touchdown leader in Green Bay history. But also, you know what he didn't do? He didn't pass him in interceptions. But nobody passes. Nobody passes Brett Favre in interceptions. Brett Favre basically led the whole entire league for interceptions. But you can see that he can do everything that Brett Favre could, but without any of the risk. It's almost like Seth freaking Rollins. That's what he kind of reminds me of in a weird way. But they get a victory, 31-30. If I'm not mistaken, I think this game went into overtime. If I'm not mistaken, they did something that I generally don't do, and that's bet against Lamar Jackson. But when you're going up against Green Bay, the Green Bay Packers, like that's just tough, period. Because like we said, we talk about Aaron Rodgers being a bad man for real. And lastly, folks, in a little bit of GOAT shit, as we move from Russell Wilson to Cooper Kupp to, we even mentioned Matthew Stafford, to Ben Roethlisberger, to Tom Brady, and then we get Aaron Rodgers with a little bit of sprinkle of Lamar Jackson. To wrap this up, folks, I don't know, this what the fuck team was taking on Philly, and I'm telling you, folks, watching the whatchamacallits lose, it hurts so good because Hurts is so good. What happened in this game, I'll keep trying to tell you. It happened. What happened? Hurts so good. I guess I have a little bit of extra smile on my face to talk about how good Jalen Hurts is doing this season, right? Jalen Hurts right now, folks, he helped get his team a victory. They improved to 7-7, and now he has his team in a playoff contention. But we've been saying this, what's going on, Psycho? Like, we've been saying this basically from the moment he's been drafted. We thought he was better than Tua got a tongue twister, and even as Tua got a tongue twister seemed to be leveling up his game pretty recently, we see that his whatever game that he is leveling up, it still isn't what Jalen Hurts can do, because Jalen Hurts is still out here big broing him. You my son. I call you my son because you smell like one. You got shitty diapers. I'm just saying. But these are jokes. Jalen Hurts is out here doing other GOAT shit. We talked about some of the names that that Jonathan Taylor was putting himself in the name in category with when he was putting up his numbers. We talked about Marshall Falk. We talked about Eric Dickerson. We talked about Adrian James, Priest Holmes, Emmitt Smith, right? Even Cooper Kupp, the names that he associated himself with, in Isaac Bruce, Big Ben Roethlisberger. He is passing one of his own great contemporaries in Phillip Rivers. Folks, it does not stop. We got into Aaron Rodgers and a little bit of Lamar Jackson. The GOATness gets for real because we go even younger and we have Jalen Hurts, folks, passing, folks. He is passing Michael, anyone, Tyson, Jordan, Jackson, and in this case it's Vic. He is passing Michael Vick for the most rushing touchdowns in a season by a quarterback. Folks, by getting 10 rushing touchdowns. No, not Lamar Jackson, not Patrick Mahomes, not Cam Newton. I got you, baby. Right? None of these guys. It is Jalen Hurts passing Michael Vick for the most rushing touchdowns in a season. 10! We always thought this kid was special. I didn't know he was Michael Vick special. Good God Almighty. Folks, that is a stat in itself that can wear you out. And you know what? That's exactly what it did. It wore me out. And I am officially done with this podcast for today. I don't know if I have anything else left to tell you guys. Like you just idiot. But folks, we have a bunch. As you know, we have a bunch of games coming up. The NFL is going to try to have a game on Saturday for Christmas Day. I can't remember if they have a game on Friday or not. I'm not going to be paying attention to any of that. The only thing I'll be paying attention to on Christmas Day is going to be food, presents, Knicks and Hawks, Bucks, Celtics, Suns, Warriors, Lakers, Nets, Jazz, and Math, and AO, DJ MyT. I know you ain't just going to let me just sit here and start reading off games again. You know what I'm doing. I'm just rambling so you can play my shit. So can you please play that shit so I can stop rambling? Thank you, B.
Sorry, B. I tried. Honest. All the bandwidth in the world couldn't keep me contained.
You guys have
No lag, no
inside joke
lag.
between me and my sugars.
Gonna share my talents with Podbean Live. Always knew I'd take the pod there. Just a lot later than a lot of listeners thought. Last of the real gabbers. Well, maybe not the last. Munchkin got good mic skills. New, improved MyT podcaster. Potty down now.
So I don't know if I'm high or tired.
Last call for drinks.
Word?
Bars closing. Sun's out. Heard the casino got a buffet breakfast. Don't want to go far. Wild night. Tired, B. Tired. MyT!
Sports. Try to do this like a Muppet. Whew. We out here. The fuck's I about to do? I was about to check on something. I was gonna give you something to, like, to go out on. I was gonna say some bonus shit or whatever, but I ain't gonna lie. I forgot. I don't think I got high and forgot. I just think I forgot. Who said that? You guys are disrespectful. Why you gotta be so rude? Don't you know I'm human too? But what I do need you to do is like drop that curtain so I can still stop rambling. Like, you don't know, make shit easy for your boy. It's always, you know what I mean? MyT this and MyT that. MyT bust your head with a baseball bat. Last night, you gave me my heart, and you tore it apart, and now it smells like a fart. And that's why they call it ripping one. I sing this song so I can have some fun. Last night I gave you my heart, you ripped it apart. Now it smells like a fart, and that's why they call it ripping one. I sing this song just for fucking fun. Oh, we still here? Ha! Remix! What's my schedule looking like tomorrow? I hope I'm off everywhere. There's no way I'm going to work at 12:45 tomorrow. That was today's schedule. I ain't gonna lie, you know. I always make sure I ask you, yo, you guys make sure you pay me for this, right? Like, yo. Make sure I hear you say that shit, like, I'm paying you, B. I don't want any misunderstandings. If I have any light misunderstandings with my money, we gonna have to get this guap out. You know, we say, no, we gonna publish. I'm hungry, I need some foods. Oh,